Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you all how to play D.va in Overwatch 2. This guide is for both beginners and even advanced players in Overwatch. Additionally, some things I say in this guide could end up being different in the future because as time passes, the game will get updated and things will change. Lastly, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button so you do not miss out on future videos. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. Let's start off with the basics. Here, we have D.va's primary fire. D.va's primary fire is a continuous infinite ammo fusion cannons. Treat this as if it was a shotgun. Here's why. Although D.va's primary fire can hit long-range targets, you always want to be a pretty close range with D.va, because the closer you are with her, the more damage they will do, and the farther you get away from someone, the less damage they will do. There gets to be a point where it's almost not worth it at all to shoot a target from so far away. At that point, focus on an enemy that's a bit closer. While using the fusion cannons, your movement is a bit slowed down. So again, I would only really recommend using your primary fire when you're a bit closer to a fight. D.va can use her boosters to get to team fights faster. As soon as you can move out of spawn, use boosters, even if it's at the start of the match, or if you died and you are respawning. Always use boosters immediately after coming out of spawn, then walk until the cooldown ends, and then do it again. This will make it so that you can get to team fights a lot sooner and quicker. When you boost into another character, it will cause a little bit of damage. You can combo this with a melee to do some extra combo damage. When you boost into someone a little bit, you do a little boop. This can be helpful in many scenarios, like booping somebody off the map, booping somebody into your team's ult, or even booping them out of safety like Bap's lamp. Typically, you only want to dive in if it's a 1v1 or even a 2v1. Do not dive in on 3 or more people. You will die very quickly, even with full health. I see a lot of D.va players doing this when they're trying to break the choke. It's not worth it. You're going to end up dying and you will lose the team fight. If your health drops below 250, get out of there and use boosters to get back to your healers so that they can heal you up, and then you can jump right back into the fight. Other times you want to peel back as if you're down in a team fight, let's say a 3v5 or a 2v5. Peel back and stay more grouped up with your team so that you don't die, or more importantly, so that you can save your teammates. Lastly, kind of going off of what I just said, peel back to save your teammates, like healers, or if someone's ulting your team. D.va's DM is probably one of her best tools in her toolkit. Don't just hold down the button and burn all the way through it. The only time you really want to do this is if somebody's ulting your team. A perfect example is Pharah's ult. Aside from that, you usually want to tap it or hold it just for a second and let it go. This uses a lot less of your meter than just holding it down. A lot of things can be blocked with D.va's DM, mostly all projectiles and bullets. The only thing that D.va's DMs can't really block is lasers, like Zarya's primary fire, Symmetra's primary fire, her turrets, Mei's primary fire, and a few others. You can block and shut down quite a few ults. Just to name a few are Pharah, Cassidy, Reaper, Soldier 76, and Hog. You can also use DM on your teammates who are ulting as well so that they don't die. Two perfect examples are Pharah and Cassidy. One thing that I see a lot of new players doing is being very selfish and greedy with their DM. Protect your teammates, especially your healers. Using DM does not slow down your movement at all. However, you cannot use your primary fire while using this, but you can still use your missiles. D.va's ult is a little bit tricky. At the first glance, it might not be too hard, but as you start to play more and more Overwatch, you will notice that people will play around your ult a lot better. Typically, shooting D.va's ult is much better than just placing it. You can shoot her ult by using her boosters and then pressing the ult button. It's better to shoot her ult as it covers more area and gives people less time to react to it. People will have less time to hide, run, and or protect their other teammates. Usually, the best way to use D.va's ult is to shoot it into the air a little bit as it covers even more of an area, gives people even less time to react to it, and more importantly, it can hit somebody hiding behind small walls and cover. Usually, you don't want to place D.va's ult. However, there are a few times where you might want to. The best time and place to do this would be if you wanted to control a specific area, like the payload for example. If there's a team fight going on in the payload and you're right at the checkpoint, drop that bad baby right on the payload and watch the other team scram. D.va sorta kinda has a second ult, and that's remeching. If you are close enough to somebody while remeching, it can insta-kill them. A great time to do this is when you shoot your bomb into one area, and then you chase someone down who's hiding behind a wall or some type of cover, and slam them once you have them cornered. Probably the biggest thing I see with newer players when playing D.va is when they use their ult, they run away and hide with baby D.va. Now, this can be good and bad. Let me explain. If you are using your ult and there are a lot of people nearby, and maybe your healers are dead, yeah, running away and hiding to remech and to survive is not a bad idea at all. However, if your healers and most of your team is alive, shoot people while your ult is going off. It will get them closer to death. For example, if a Doomfist is alive and we just normally hit him with our ult, he might not die. Now, if we hit him with our ult and shoot him when we are baby D.va, he can totally die. This is very useful to shoot people as baby D.va while using your ult, because the more damage you do, the closer you can get to a limbs and picks, which is closer to you guys winning the team fight, which will win you games. So just keep in mind, while ulting, don't always run away and hide. My rule of thumb is shoot until your health drops a little bit as baby D.va, then run and find cover. So you got demeched and you're playing as baby D.va. One thing I see a lot of new players doing is playing baby D.va like a DPS character or still playing her as a tank. This is a big, huge no. Stop doing this. You can die so easily, which can lead your team to losing a team fight and even the match. As baby D.va, you want to run and hide to the backline. Chill with your healers and snipers and shoot from a distance until you get your ult back. Your job as a tank is to live as long as you possibly can, because as soon as you die, your whole team can fall. Just remember, in Overwatch 2, you are the only tank. That is it. You fall, there's nobody to back you up. D.va typically beats any projectile-based character like Junkrat or Pharah, because DM can just eat up their whole kit. When it comes to flying characters like Pharah and Echo, D.va is a good pick because she can dive them, and like mentioned before, her primary fire is a hit scan so she can deal damage easier. She also beats snipers like Widow and Ashe. Reason being is that D.va can dive them with little to no repercussion. You can usually do this just by flying to wherever they are, DMing their shots, and hunting them down. This is obviously easier said than done because sometimes the other team will be protecting their snipers. D.va typically has a hard time with characters who have lasers, such as Zarya, Symmetra, and even Mei. This is because D.va can't DM at all, so D.va has no protection for herself. That being said, those characters can easily counter D.va. The best maps for D.va are maps that have open area. This is for D.va to fly around in, dive out, peel. Additionally, this helps with her ult. If there's little to nothing to hide behind, then you can land a better ult. Maps that have a lot more cover, such as Busan, is very easy for characters to hide behind a wall while she is ulting. There's also not a ton of places that D.va can fly around and escape from. D.va is really great on high grounds too. You can really annoy an enemy team or even get behind a Reinhardt and start shooting him from behind to make him turn around. Usually the best team comps for D.va is a dive team. More recently, with Overwatch 2, D.va, Sojourn, Tracer, Moira, and Mercy. Dive teams are not always going to be these teams, that's just simply one of many examples. D.va can typically work with most comps, however with Overwatch 2, you might have trouble with dive counter teams like Roadhog, Mei, Symmetra, Bridget, Moira, even Torb. Just, again, one of many examples. Have you ever had the feeling or noticed that you're taking a lot of damage very quickly as D.va? Well, that's because D.va's head box, or her head hit box, is right in the center of her body. So as long as the enemy team is shooting directly in the center of your body, they will be doing headshot damage to you, which is 1.5 damage. It's a little bit strange and different than most other characters, as their head hitbox is, well, on the top of their character, and usually is generally small and harder to hit. Well, that's about all I got for you guys today. I hope this guide at least helped you become a little bit of a D.va player. With Overwatch 2 here, I'm very excited, and I will be making a lot more content like this in the future. If you guys happen to like this video, don't forget to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell so that you can always stay updated for future videos. Well, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day today.